Hello and thank you for watching Action Toy Spotlight, where we'll be shining our spotlight on the Tiger Force figures from the JoeCon 2015 Tiger Force vs. Iron Grenadiers set. I'm going to start with an issue that unfortunately mars a number of figures in this set. Quality control is pretty spotty. My stalker has two right lower legs, and the one on the left leg was attached backward. I had to remove the part and attach it properly. My metal head is missing one of his projectiles, and his knife sheath split open when I put the knife in it. Dial Tone's legs are quite loose, and some of my undertow have really loose ankles. Rounding out the quality control issues, paint issues include slop, Dial Tone's terrible knees, and in my opinion, a lot of the tiger stripes are too random and don't resemble the stripes on other figures. That aside, let's take a look at the figures. First up is Stalker. Stalker gets a new head sculpt for this release, and it's an improved version of the short-haired classic look he sported for his 25th anniversary figure. Coupled with his beret in black, trimmed with yellow, it looks quite sharp. At first I was scratching my head as to what they were thinking giving him Pursuit of Cobra Snowjob's backpack. That was until I realized his 50 cal could attach alongside the pack. To take advantage of the other attachment points on his pack and the ability to break down the 50 cal, I also removed the barrel and carrying handle to affix to the yellow rack, and now I'm pretty happy with how he's geared up. I wanted a tripod for Stalker and he didn't come with one. I've got more than a dozen Steel Brigade figures, so I took a tripod from one of them. The hole in it is too small for the 50 cal, so I drilled it out with a 7/64 drill bit and added it to the figure. Like Stalker, Big Brawler is another figure that wasn't in the 1988 Tiger Force. He didn't get a Tiger Force release until 2003. This version has a combination of reused parts, but the result is fairly accurate to the original, though his head, taken from Red Dog, is a little on the small side. Not only does he come with a rifle and a sidearm, but a much larger weapon, a multi-barrel Gatling-style gun. Not without a sense of humor, the club included a sword in reference to the Indian Fun School version that also came with a sword. Lifeline is one of two figures in this set that were part of the original 1988 Tiger Force. This version is a complete repaint of the 30th anniversary figure and comes with all that figure's gear right down to the IV bags and defib paddles that store in his carrying case. The 30th Lifeline was one of the best figures made in the modern era, and the club wisely changed nothing but the colors to fit him into Tiger Force. Though he wasn't in the original team, Wreckage, also known as Sergeant Sabretooth, was a figure I was very much looking forward to getting. He's based on a concept figure that would have been part of the original team, and this Firefly repaint takes advantage of the Cobra Invasion Team Firefly body. I would have maybe liked to see a different take on the character, one not so immediately reminiscent of Firefly, but I realize it's faithful to the original planned figure in being a complete repaint of that character. And if they had to reuse a Firefly, they chose a good one. Recondo was in the original Tiger Force, though in a different paint scheme. This version is mostly a repaint of the Assault on Cobra Island version, but with new and better arms. They've chosen to emphasize his jungle warfare theme by giving him a Mambele, also referred to as a Hungamunga. Again, here his tiger stripes are too random and don't look like tiger stripes so much as a scattering of geometric shapes. Dial Tone was another character that entered Tiger Force in 2003. He's a repaint of the 2011 club figure with newer legs. I'm happy to finally get the character, as I didn't get the two previous exclusives, but he isn't without his flaws. He's mostly 25th in construction, and while I don't always consider that a bad thing, this is one of those figures that particularly stands out as being from a time when Hasbro was still figuring out how they wanted to do modern figures. His knee pads, which I understand to have been a misunderstanding on the part of the factory, are bad enough I might just paint over them in black. I've always liked Tiger Force. The same questionable design that would make them stand out on the battlefield makes them stand out on a shelf. I would have really liked to see more original Tiger Force characters in this set, but at least each one of these characters belonged to Tiger Force at some point. Despite its flaws, I'm pretty happy to add these figures to my collection. Stay tuned for Part 2, The Iron Grenadiers.